Okay, now time for part 2. This route I'm not very familiar with, so Upper Serangoon Road Terminal, which is 10.5 km, to Shenton Way, like CBD. And then at one point in time, they say that it is integrated with 70. 111 also started off as at the same terminal, Upper Serangoon Terminal. And then back then it was to Commonwealth Avenue Terminal. We'll just say it's Buona Vista. And then there was another 118, which was Hougang. And when they say Hougang, I assume they're referring to Hougang South, which is Kovan, to Tomlinson Loop. So apparently, the reason why 111 at some point in time got extended to Hougang Central, it was actually because of the integration of this and this, like Hougang South, Upper Serangoon Terminal, and then eventually became Hougang Central, right? And then this Tomlinson part apparently is what gives 111 its current, like its present day route. Like, Tanglin, Alexandra Road, Commonwealth Avenue, right? So, to Gimo. So it was because of this, like the Tomlinson part integrating with 111, that even gave us this route in the first place. This one, all I can say is the route was pretty strange. And when I mean strange, I mean Buona Vista, Holland, I mean Buona Vista Terminal, Commonwealth Avenue, Holland Avenue, Holland Road, Napier Road, Grange Road. So this thing actually has, I mean up till this point, a part of like 75's current route. There is like Grange Road, Pukiam, Arwell Bank, and then it was like Zion, Kim Seng, Outram. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little smaller, otherwise it's like really hard to. Okay, and then it went Cantonment, then it went into the CBD, like Cantonment, Keppel, CBD, then Maxwell Road. So 608 wasn't the only bus service that used that lone Maxwell Road bus stop. You know, the one that's in between Cecile Street, right? There is like a bus stop here. 608 used to stop there, but 608 wasn't the only one. In fact, one of the 40-somethings, or two of them, used to stop there. Then Maxwell Road, and then Kereta Ayer Road, and then this thing goes Chinatown, then it goes Hill Street, Stamford Road, Princeps Siligi, Little India, and then it goes Upper Serangoon Road all the way till somewhere near Kovan. And the thing about this route is that in one direction it would go like what, Simon Lane, Lim Apin, Florence Road, or whatever. And then the other bound it doesn't go inside. It's only the return bound that it actually goes inside. Like just as a little bonus. Like the return bound, they wanna make the bus a little bit more doorstep, that kind of thing. So yeah. This route was a little strange. Because literally every other 1-1 something route was actually new. Like this one is a fake feeder service, a pseudo feeder service, as you all know. This one was literally created to serve Hougang Avenue 1 and Hougang Avenue 3 because it's to bring them to Kovan, access penalty, stuff like that. It doesn't serve the opposite side of Hougang Avenue 3 because it okay, basically it has to serve the correct side. All the HDBs are located along this side of Hougang Avenue 3, so 115, it's meant to loop like that. Simple as that. 116, there was a Hougang to Bangkok Medical Park loop service, which was literally just Hougang Central, Hougang Avenue 4, and then loop inside, if I'm not mistaken. But the trial kind of failed due to low demand, and then nowadays it just loops outside next. And then the only ever change 117 had is that, you know, 103 it serves inside, the current 103 it serves inside West Camp Road. What road is that? Seletar Aerospace, whatever that road is. 117 used to be express all the way. I mean, that section was express, and then people complained they needed 117 as well. So 117 was then made to call the exact same bus stops as 103, and over time 117M was also introduced as a peak hour thing. So yeah, that was the only major change in 117's route. Then this one, as you all know, it's a remnant of 865, and this thing used to terminate at Sengkang, and then it got extended to Punggol as part of BSEP in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I've talked about this, I've talked about this, talked about this. So when I explain 113, I have to explain 112 as well. So 112 is basically, okay, I need to remember, this one is this, and then this one is this and this. I think I need the map because it's like a little bit hard to explain. I know I've explained this before, but it's better if I explain it like using the map. Okay, here we go. Actually, no, I should, yeah. So 327, if I'm not mistaken, it was Hougang Street 21, Avenue 1, Tampines Road, Hougang Avenue 7, Upper Serangoon Road, Hougang Avenue 5. So that is 327. And then 321, it's literally just 113's southern half from Hougang Street 21 to Hougang Street 11 loop. It didn't always loop at Hougang Street 11. The route was like a lot shorter last time. Was it Hougang Avenue 1 or something along those lines? Then it got extended to Street 11 loop. Still as 321 before it merged. And then there was also a, oh gosh, I gotta shift the map a little bit. Yep, like this. And then there was a 322, which is a part of 112 now. I think the number carried over. So 322, if I'm not mistaken, it was like this, like this, like this, Hougang Avenue 3, then 2, 8, it used to loop like this, 4, Street 61, and 8, if I'm not mistaken. And then they changed it so that it looped at, to make it more useful, loop at Street 92 instead. Okay, then there is 326, which is the northern half of 112. Whoops. 113. I'm sorry. Okay, so it was like the same thing, like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah, so after Hougang Avenue 2, it's Avenue 10. Then if I'm not mistaken, it was like 10, 8, and then 6. Like this. This is why if you want to recreate 326, and in fact, if you want to recreate a lot of the Hougang South bus feeder bus services, you need 62 to spawn a Citaro. No other way. 321 you can use KUB, but the rest you have to use Citaro because that's the only bus model that 62 has. So I believe this was how 326 looped. I've talked about like the Hougang feeders already, so now it's kind of like just a refresher. So yeah. And then now here comes the St. Michael's services. If I could recall, it is till here. Yeah, up to like this. There were 7 of them. So 123 is the easiest to explain. I mean, I had a video about why 123 is now a keyhole service, right? So you can watch that video, but basically 123 was Newbridge Road, Outram Road, Zion Road, Havelock, Clemenceau Avenue, and then from there on, it actually followed 124. Present day 124. So it was like uh, Somerset Road, Somerset Road, Orchard Turn, and then Scott's Newton Road, Momin Road, and then Balestier Road, and then it goes inside to St. Mike's. And then obviously the 124 was like, it's a little different. It's like this, the exact same thing. Okay, so 124, it didn't serve Newton MRT last time. It was Stevens. I think it was Stevens, right? It should be Stevens, Whitley, PIE. Whitley, PIE, and then Balestier, and then to St. Mike's. This was 124 last time. So the current 124 actually absorbed the old 123. And in compensation, the current 186 got extended from like Dunyan Road. I forgot where it looped at in the past, but it was like Dunyan Road, Whitley, and then it just copies. So this one took over the old 124's route, and the current 124 took over the old 123's route. So yeah, that's it. And then the easiest way I could talk about 125 is that it was pretty much 131 in the past. So this and this, the route like kind of it changed a lot throughout the course of time, I would say. Like 125 literally had like Norfolk, Owen, Norfolk, and then Thompson, Momin, stuff like that. But yeah, like this thing was like Bukit Merah, and then it does that whole minus Bukit Permai. It was like Jalan Bukit Merah, Lower Delta Road, Telok Blangah Way, Henderson Road, Telok Blangah Road, and then all the way till Shenton Way. Then it goes up to the Little India or KK Hospital area. Then it goes to St. Mike's. Whereas this one in the past, it was like, it didn't go St. Mike's. Like, this thing was Balestier Road. In the bus guides, it's listed as Balestier Road near Thompson Road. That was like the terminating point of this bus service. And then 131 terminated at Shenton Way. So what happened was that over the course of time, this one kind of took over the Bukit Merah sector, and then it got amended to Bukit Permai as well over the course of time. Then 275 got absorbed into 131. 131M, you guys know what I mean. So eventually this thing actually became St. Mike's to Shenton Way. So this was kind of the point in time whereby 125, it got kind of obsolete. So what they did with 125 is that they made it actually go to Boon King, then Tannery Road, that industrial estate, and then loop at Sims Place. So that's how they made it more useful. So yeah, that's about it. And then there is this famous one. Okay, before I go on to that, this one is actually St. Mike's to Newbridge Road. This one, the route was actually very, very simple. It was like just St. Mike's, Balestier Road, Lavender Street. Okay, one bound is Serangoon Road, and then the other bound is like Jalan Besar. So yes, nowadays the bus services actually go Serangoon Road. I mean, 130 goes Serangoon Road, Boon King Road, and then Bendemeer Road. Boon King Road and then Bendemeer Road, right? 139 also used to do this, but then 139 now goes into McNair, Towner, and then, yeah. But back then, it was just Balestier, Lavender Street, and then Bendemeer Road. Sorry, Balestier, Lavender Street, and then Jalan Besar. So, you know, the junction right now is like this. There is no bus that goes here. So 126 and I think some other bus services in the past, they actually, from Balestier Road, actually, from Balestier Road, it goes into Lavender Street, and then from Lavender Street, it actually uses Jalan Besar, this small section of road, the unique one that no bus currently uses. So yeah, and then from there on, 126 would go on to Middle Road. Okay, one bound is Victoria Street, and the other bound is actually Northbridge Road. If you want to recreate this one, Middle Road, Northbridge Road, you have to wait for 56 to get diverted. It is possible, it's just not easy to like do it. And then obviously 126 terminates at Newbridge Road, so it's just Clark Quay, and then Chinatown, then Newbridge Road. Yeah. Now there is this famous one, which never made it to Trans Island Bus Services. This one is 122, which the longest it has ever been is actually St. Mike's to Bukit Batok. This one, I think, for you guys to actually appreciate it, I am going to let you guys see the bus guide of 122, because I don't think I'm able to like explain this properly. It's better if you guys actually look at it. So just take a look at this route. I'm just gonna leave it here for a few seconds for you to see. So this is the route. Bukit Batok all the way to St. Mike's. And this one is not easy to recreate. Like, you need like, I don't know, Man 822 or something. This one is one of the toughest ones. I would say this is actually tougher than RWS 88 to recreate. I'm just gonna let you guys take a look at this as well. So both 120 and 121 were St. Mike's to Shenton Way. I know it's Prince Edward Road, but it's effectively Shenton Way. Take a look at this. Maxwell Road, Maxwell Road. The old 121 from like 1971, 1972, 1973 used Maxwell Road. Almost the entire stretch, minus the one that goes to like ECP. But you see, Maxwell Road, New Road, Kreta Ayer Road, Southbridge Road, Maxwell Road, Shenton Way. I'm not even joking, like, these were the routes back then. I know it's kind of cheating to just let you guys see this, but this is like the best way I can explain. Because if I told you guys that the old 121 actually went inside Maxwell Road, like how many of you guys would actually believe me? But now that I actually show you this, yeah. The one problem about many people on YouTube when explaining bus history is that they just regurgitate straight from the textbook. You need to like bring out the essence of the service and explain in greater detail or exactly why it was like truncated or cut, instead of like just, oh, 30th November 1992 integrated with I see a lot of people, they just copy paste and expect the video to like get good reviews. That's just copy pasting. That's not even like that's not even explaining things to people. And I also find a lot of people, when they remember history, they tend to be very robotic and textbook about it. It's just they just memorize without like really understanding and appreciating the essence of it, and how the routes actually changed over time. So yeah, that's why I make these videos. Okay, then 127, 128, 129, all of these were new routes that were introduced in this millennium, not 1990s. So this one is the NSL parallel, Tampines North to St. Mike's, and then this one is the one that serves Tampines industrial estate near IKEA Tampines, like to the west of it. So yeah, nothing much to say about these. Land Transport Guru is able to explain the specifics of the bus route better than me. So I mean, because they have a compilation of like present day routes, the past versions of present day routes. And because this generation of 130 is the only generation of 130 in the entire Singapore, if I'm not mistaken, just go to Land Transport Guru and then go to the historical routes of bus services page. They will tell you how 130 actually changed over time, and it's actually quite interesting for 130. You look at direction 1 and direction 2. So yeah, go to the trunk services page. But the one thing that I want to tell you is that 130 and this 605, which was renumbered from CSS5, they shared a bus. If you look at Sin Ming Road, you would see that there is one like really big bus stop, right? That was actually the terminal that housed CSS 605 as well as 130. So yeah, it was Sin Ming Terminal to Shenton Way, effectively. And 131 I just explained. Then there is 132, which was Ang Mo Kio to Tomlinson Road Loop. Route is exactly the same. It's just that not many people know that 132 actually used to loop at Tomlinson Road. Hey, even 118 used to do that. And then this thing got integrated with 111 and then extended to Tanglin Road to Ghim Moh. And then 132 also got extended to Tanglin Road and then to Bukit Merah. So it's like Tomlinson Road, two of the bus services eventually went to Tanglin Road. So if you want to know the actual history, the reason why 132 and 111 both served Tanglin Road used to have like other bus services. I think like 64 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure 64 at some point in time actually went via Tanglin Road. This was before it. I don't even know if this thing actually went inside Mei Ling Street, but I do remember this one actually went inside Tanglin Road. So before these and these went inside, there was 64. And then again, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why 111 and 132 even goes inside Tanglin Road is because they no longer serve Tomlinson Road, and then SBS wanted to make them more useful, so both of them go to Tanglin Road. See, this is how you explain stuff. Many people don't know how to explain stuff like this. They just regurgitate from the textbook. So yeah. And then this one, okay, I'm going to fast forward the clock. What fast forward? I mean like this one was actually Ang Mo Kio to Suntec Loop, but not many people again remembered it. They know, but they don't remember. And then there was a 133M that was from like Shenton Way to Suntec Loop, and then SBS 7 888K. Is it 888K? Yeah. Actually used to. I don't know what it was per month, but 113M it used to operate on that service. So yeah, before Bayfront was a thing, this thing actually looped in the same fashion as present day 111 and 857. In fact, it wasn't the only one. Like 502 did this. There was like 70M. There was like 162 Hex. I'm not gonna say M because 162M there was a midnight version that actually goes all the way till Yishun. I think it was like via did it go Bishan? But to Yishun definitely. Yes, 162M used to go to Yishun. Midnight version. And yeah, then there was like 700 Hex as well. Shit. Sorry. God damn it. I mean 700 used to originate from Woodlands before it got truncated to Bukit Panjang. And then that stretch was compensated with like 960 a little bit. But yeah. I mean the stretch between Woodlands and Bukit Panjang. But yeah. There was this. There was like 501 as well. 501 Hex. Both of them with and without Hex. And then 106, before it got extended to Shenton Way, it was like one bound, it was like Raffles Boulevard. Temasek Boulevard, Temasek Avenue, and then Temasek Avenue was the last stop, and then it will terminate at Marina Center, and then the opposite bound doesn't go inside Suntec, it just like goes outside. Raffles Avenue, that's all. But yeah, that is the history of Suntec, and 113, just so you know, it used to loop at Suntec, just like these two. See, these are the things that people tend to forget, even up till now. There is a present day 134 that goes into Geylang East Central, but the 134 in the past was actually Ang Mo Kio to New Bridge Road. Okay, my memory is a little crap right now, but at one point it was Bishan. I don't know if it got truncated or anything, or extended. I don't know whether it was like extended or truncated, but Ang Mo Kio, it was like Ang Mo Kio Avenue 8, then if I'm not mistaken, it was Bishan Street 22. Wait, or Marymount. Oh no, I completely forgot. No, Marymount Road and Bishan Street 22. That one was for 54. But the only reason why I keep thinking of like Bishan Street 22 is... Okay, my bad. I don't think this one actually went inside Street 22. I forgot if this one uses Marymount or Bishan Road. God damn. Okay. You this is the one of the times whereby I actually forgot my history. So yeah, at least you know this video is definitely unscripted. But yeah, Ang Mo Kio to New Bridge Road. And then this thing, I think it went to like what? KK Hospital, then Chinatown. God, my memory sucks. Okay, never mind. Moving on from this, but okay, you guys try to learn the old Service 134 because even I have tendencies to forget it, like right now. 135 all the way to 159, they were Toa Payoh services. So 135, the old 135 was actually 155 up till Aljunied MRT. Yes, when I mean Aljunied MRT, when I mean 155, present day 155, this thing actually went inside Circuit, Pipit, Circuit, okay, Merpati, Circuit, Pipit, Circuit, Matar, Aljunied Road. So 135, present day, it's actually Circuit Link Paya Lebar Road, right? It's actually, the whole Circuit Road section is actually a remnant of the past. So in the past, this 135 actually did what current 155 does. But instead of going to Geylang East Central, after Aljunied, this thing copies present day 40. Up till East Coast Road, it doesn't go to Siglap, it goes to East Coast Road. It doesn't go Marine Parade, by the way. The old 135 goes via East Coast Road. And East Coast Road only, and Upper East Coast Road. It copies Service 10 up till Upper Changi Road. Then it copies Service 2 to Somapa Interchange. See, history is so interesting. I can just explain it like from Toa Payoh to Aljunied, including MacPherson Estate, and then from Aljunied to East Coast, from East Coast to Upper Changi Road, from Upper Changi Road to Somapa. So this is one way you can explain stuff. I know I explained this in one of my live streams, but I wasn't really that confident yet with some of the routes. This one is actually quite interesting because there was a 136 and then there was a 156 as well. It's like, I know this one states Ang Mo Kio in the 1979 to 80 bus guide. I'm sorry I need to refer to this, but if you really turn back time all the way, you would notice that 136, the oldest variation of it, actually originated from Toa Payoh. Unfortunately, this one, I don't know the route at all. I haven't seen the bus guide for this one, so if anyone knows, you can leave a comment down below. But 136 was indeed a Toa Payoh bus service. And then history states that it was from Ang Mo Kio to Upper Serangoon route, Upper Serangoon route and terminal. There was a wait, I don't know if it was loop or there was actually a bus terminal there, but yeah. And then this one, it was like actually from Toa Payoh to the exact like 156, the oldest variation of 156 if I'm not mistaken. So there was one version from Ang Mo Kio, and then there is like another version from Toa Payoh as well. So yeah, this is the difference between 136 and the old 156, which is not the current generation of 156. Speaking of 136, I'm gonna leave this out. This thing, at one point in time, terminated at Hougang Central Interchange. And then there was also another period of time whereby it's like Upper Serangoon Road, Hougang Avenue 10. Then it was like, it looped via like, okay, I could be wrong, but it was like, oh, sorry. Upper Serangoon Road, Hougang Avenue 8, 6, 10, 10, and 8, and then back. At one point in time, Hougang Central. At one point in time, it looped like that. At one point in time, it looped at Upper Serangoon Road and Terminal. Okay, this one I've explained before. Now the next one I'm going to explain is 137, which was the zoo service. Many of you know 138 as the zoo service nowadays, but the zoo service was actually 137. And the way you remember this one, it winded along around Toa Payoh in the past, but then it got converted to like Lorong 6, Lorong 416, like the straight route after 1983. So essentially, this one is actually 163 up till Yio Chu Kang Road, that junction, and then from there on, you cut across the junction, you link it with 138. So this is essentially, how do I say it? So in the past, when 138 didn't exist, I mean it existed, but it wasn't the zoo service. This was the zoo service from Toa Payoh to the zoo. The present day 138, yes, Ang Mo Kio to zoo, but in the past it was 137 Toa Payoh to zoo via 163's route from Toa Payoh to that Yio Chu Kang Road junction. And as I say this, the old 138 was actually like a semi-express service that was semi-express at Marymount Road or something, then goes Kampong Java, which is like KK Hospital. Then it goes Bencoolen, is it Bencoolen Street? Then Bras Basah, Nicole Highway, then goes down to Shenton Way. So yeah, 138 was like that in the past. The one thing that didn't really change throughout history, like the essence of the route was, there were minor route changes obviously, but the one whereby the essence of the route has stayed the same is 139. It was like Bukit Merah to Toa Payoh. I don't know if it was like Bukit Merah to Balestier or something in the past, but I'm pretty sure it's Toa Payoh. Like I'm just sure about it. But yeah, anyway, this one, the most significant one that you guys know is McNair and Towner. So yeah. Then there is 140. The present day 140 is actually Geylang Lorong 1 to St. Wilfred and St. George's Road Loop. You guys know that. But the 140 in the past was actually, imagine 143. But imagine 143 loops in the same fashion as 972/M. So how do I say this? So current 143 is from Toa Payoh, Thomson, Novena, right? You know, Newton, Scots, right? From there on, it just loops in the same fashion as 972/M. That was legit 140's route in the past. Then there was another 141, which is Toa Payoh. Ironically, it wasn't the last digit being 0. This one went to Shenton Way, but however, I don't know this route. You can read the old bus guides. 142 didn't really change over time. I think it was like the exact same route. I don't know if there are any changes. 143, the one difference is that it used to go to Jurong Road terminal. Like, you know the road that 174 used to go inside, right? 143 actually terminated at that terminal before it got cut to Jurong East. It was like Jurong Road Market or something along those lines. This service I don't remember, but it was like Toa Payoh to Buona Vista. Was it via Henderson or Henderson Road or something along those lines? I cannot remember. Okay, then 145. I know nowadays it goes to Buona Vista, right? But in the past, this thing goes to Kent Ridge, so it was like Kent Ridge bus terminal, Clementi Road, Pasir Panjang Road, and then Harbourfront, and then it copies 145's current route. This one, it's actually 166, but unlike 166, it goes into the CBD, and then it kind of follows 131 towards St. Mike's. 131 in this direction of St. Mike's. And then this thing goes up to, what route can I say? Is there even a present day route that does this? 131, and then either one of these go to Boon King. Then you link it to 26 or 31. 26 or 31. And yeah, 146 did wind inside Toa Payoh. Unfortunately I forgot how the winding was like, but I have made a bus route recreation of 146. It's on the top of my bus route recreation historical bus routes playlist, Dementembo. So yeah, 147 is the interesting one. Why is it so? It's because 147, at one point in time, okay, present day 147, Clementi, right? At one point in time, it was Jurong East interchange. At one point in time, it was Buona Vista interchange. And the Jurong East route, if I'm not mistaken, was like Jurong East Street 13, which is current Jurong Gateway Road, Jurong East Central, and then Boon Lay Way. So 147, again, parallels MRT Viaduct to Queensway and then Jalan Bukit Merah. And then now here the fun part comes. And then in the previous video, I did mention about 147 having a different route, right? Present day route, Jalan Bukit Merah, Kampong Baru, Utongsan Street. However, in the past it was like Jalan Bukit Merah, Henderson Road, Tiong Bahru Road, Outram Road, Utongsan Street. I think in 1985 it got amended to like Jalan Bukit Merah or something along those lines. So yeah. And then present day 147, I've told you, Hill Street, Sanford Road, Prinsep Seligi, Serangoon Road, right? In the past, it went via Bugis, Lavender Street, Lavender MRT, Lavender Street, and then Serangoon Road. And then I'm pretty sure this thing used like Northbridge Road or something. I'm sure the old 147 used Northbridge Road. I could be wrong, but yeah. And 147, it used to go inside. So after Serangoon Road, PIE Toa Payoh. Then I think it did like some Toa Payoh throw. I don't remember if this is the correct one. It's like what? Okay, not this. This is the present day modernization of the route. It was like this. Lorong 2, because the junctions were a little bit different. It was like PIE. You could actually turn out like this. Lorong 2, 1, 6, Toa Payoh Town Center, or something along those lines. Then it got kicked out of Toa Payoh, and then it terminated at Potong Pasir. Potong Pasir meaning like it goes inside and terminates at like this, Potong Pasir Avenue 1. And then in the 1985 version of the route, I forgot which version, but it was like, I don't know if the roundabout existed or it's like this, but the inbound, it was like this, and then like this, and then it, instead of turning right, it terminates at Potong Pasir interchange. I forgot about like the outbound, but the inbound, I'm pretty sure it was like this, and then it will call the same stop twice. The interchange stop, it will call once, and then it'll go inside, loop out, and then call again. Then this one, got integrated with, I don't even know how it's like an integration, but it got integrated with the old 83. Again, I still don't know how it's integrated, but yeah, I think the 83 part comes from like the Princeps Siligi and Little India Fair Park part. And then this thing, it got extended to Hougang via Yio Chu Kang Link, Serangoon Central, Yio Chu Kang Link, Yio Chu Kang Road, and then this one, the same throw as like 74. Okay, now 148. This one is like kind of a sightseeing route. Why is it a sightseeing route? It's because I mentioned this in the live stream before, but it was like one of the live streams, but it was like it copies 26 out of Toa Payoh, then it goes on to oh crap, I forgot the route. I forgot the route like inside Geylang Lorong 1. I'm pretty sure it's the same as 26. Then it is the only bus service to do Sims Avenue, Lorong 1 Geylang. Lorong 1 Geylang, Geylang Road, and then Kallang Road. It's the only bus service to do that. From there on, it links with present day service 32, North Boat Quay, but to be honest, back then it was like Upper Circular Road or South North Canal Road, and then it calls outside U Thomson Street, Clarke Quay MRT, present day Clarke Quay MRT. But if it was modernized, it will be North Bridge Road, North Boat Quay, River Valley Road, and it doesn't copy 32 all the way because 32 nowadays it goes Lower Delta Road and Tiong Bahru Road, right, to serve Red Hill MRT. But 148 that didn't do that. It was like River Valley Road, Delta Road, Alexandra Road, and it was pretty simple. Just Alexandra Road, Commonwealth Avenue, and then it stops at Buona Vista, terminates at Buona Vista. And then there is 149, which is that kind of thing that I mentioned just now. I mean, in part one. What the hell is this? Oh, never mind. I got the arrows wrong. This thing and this thing integrated to become this. This thing integrated with this and this. This one was the stadium part, I think. So yeah. So 149 is literally just imagine 31, except that like legit it copies 31's current route exactly until Marine Parade, then it copies 36. So yeah, that is how you explain 149. It is basically just 31, present day 31 plus 36. So yeah. Okay, now this one. I've recreated this one as well. This one, if I'm not mistaken, I think it does like the throw that I've mentioned in the previous part of the video, but over time it became Lorong 6 416, Bradle Road, McRitchie Reservoir, Thompson Road, and then there were some differences in the route, but it was like in essence it was like 157, then you link it to like 980 or something. This one terminated at it was Toa Payoh to Crawford Street. And there was this one route which is like surprisingly damn simple. 151. Also from Toa Payoh. So this one is literally just Newbridge Road, and then you follow TEL up all the way to Great World. Then you copy 54 up to Thompson Road, and then into Toa Payoh you go. I could be wrong, but like this route is like really, really simple. This one, it's just 28. So it does that Lorong 6, Lorong 21A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 6, throw. Then it links to present day service 28. So yeah, to Bedok. So yeah, that's all there is to it. 153, same thing. I think it's the same throw as well. That exact same throw that I've mentioned. And then yes, Bradle Road, MacRitchie, Thompson Road, Whitley Road, Bukit Timah Road, and then Farrer Road. It just copies 153 to Bukit Merah. So yeah, I mean the present day route is actually, it's not to scale. I'm sorry about that, but like it's like this. Okay, like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah, the red one is a present day route. The black one was the original route from Toa Payoh. 154 is the only one that didn't originate from Toa Payoh. It passes through Toa Payoh. That's why it was given the whatever thing. 154's route was like, it used to be from International Terminal. Then it was like Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim Terminal or something. Then Jurong Interchange. So it was like Jurong Port Road, Upper Ayer Rajah Road, which is present day AYE, all the way. Current 154 is Clementi Avenue 6, Commonwealth Avenue West, and then Clementi Road, right? But this one, it was just AYE Clementi Road. Copy current 154 up till MacPherson Estate. I need to refer to this for 155 because I don't know how to explain this route at all. So Toa Payoh Town Center, then it does like another throw, which is not the Lorong 1A throw, it's just another throw. This was before the feeder services were a thing in Toa Payoh. Then it goes, okay, Upper Serangoon Road, Aljunied Road, Aljunied Road, Merpati Circuit, Pipit Circuit, Merpati Matar, Aljunied. There is no Geylang East Central, it's Sims Avenue. So the essence of the route is like more or less the same. Jalan Eunos, Steel Road, Joo Chiat Place, Telok Kurau Road, East Coast Road. And instead of going to Marine Parade Terminal, it goes on to Upper East Coast Road, Bedok Road, and I think Somapa. So surprisingly, the essence of 155 was more or less the same as the present day version. Okay, now look at 156. This is like, okay, Toa Payoh Town Center, and then it does the Lorong 1A throw, and then it goes to Braddell Road, Lorong Chuan, Serangoon Way, round Serangoon Terminal, back to along Serangoon Garden Way. Okay, so basically what this means is that, oh shoot. You know that Lorong 1A throw that I explained just now, like the exact same one? So essentially, 136 is the version from Ang Mo Kio. And this one was the version from Toa Payoh. And pretty much this thing and this thing like clone each other. And then up till like Serangoon, Upper Serangoon Road end. That was really wild. And this is obviously the first generation of 156. Now the current 156 is actually, it was like from Clementi to, okay, then from Lorong Chuan boundary. In the past, it was like Serangoon Central, and then it terminated at Serangoon, right? But then it got extended to Sengkang via Yio Chu Kang Link, Yio Chu Kang Road, then Buangkok Green, and then to Sengkang, and then it got truncated to Bangkok. So yeah. So that is the old 156. Now 157. This one is actually pretty simple. So again, imagine the exact same throw out of like Lorong 6, then Braddell Road, right? But then over time, this thing has been, it became kind of linear, and then yeah. So this thing, the route is like more or less the same up till like Bukit Batok, up till Bukit Batok. It'll follow 178 to Jurong Town Hall Road, Jurong Town Hall Road, Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, and then Jurong Port Road. So it was Jurong Interchange. This was before Boon Lay neighborhood was a thing. So yeah, the 157 in the past is effectively distro 157 and 178. Now, one of my favorite ones is actually 158 because 158 again doing the same throw, and then it'll go to Bartley Road, like Braddell Road, Bartley Road, Upper Paya Lebar Road, and then it'll go inside MacPherson Estate. Now, obviously, over time, it got truncated to Serangoon instead. like Serangoon Avenue 1, Serangoon Central, and then into the interchange, and then obviously got amended into the new interchange via Upper Serangoon Road, Serangoon Avenue 2, right? So yeah. So the top half of the route, it's pretty much the same. And then at one point in time, after Aljunied MRT, because there was no way to you see there was no Sims Way in the past, so Mountbatten Road only linked to Geylang Road. And then yeah, it was like in this direction and then in this direction. This is Sims Avenue and then this is Geylang Road. So there was no way to like turn like this. So 158 in the past actually went inside Lorong 22 Geylang, then Guillemard Road. Obviously over time it became Mountbatten Sims Avenue, Mountbatten Sims Way Sims Avenue, right? And the other bound is Geylang Road. But in the past it was literally, just imagine this, it's like Aljunied Road, Lorong 22, and then Guillemard Road, Mountbatten Road, Old Airport Road, Dunman Road. So it really wrapped around. Okay, I mean the current 158 is obviously to Tanjong Rhu, right? But I'm pretty sure it was like Guillemard to Old Airport and Dunman Road without referring. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but yeah. So it was like Lorong 22, Guillemard, Mountbatten Road, Dakota, and then it copies like service 32 all the way till East Coast Road. Okay, so I talked about Guillemard, I talked about Dakota, right? So from Dakota onwards, this version of 158 would go on to copy 32, then East Coast Road, Siglap Road, New Upper Changi Road, Chai Chi Bus Terminal, and at one point it was like Bedok. But yeah, service 158 was actually Toa Payoh to Chai Chi. Then it was like Serangoon. Then at some point in time, it was like to Bedok. Very windy, but yeah, this was its route back then. 159, I have nothing much to say about this one because before the Sengkang extension, it was literally just like Toa Payoh to Ang Mo Kio. Nowadays it's just Avenue 8, right? But in the past it was like 361. But so yeah, that's all I can say about 159. And then now this is where things actually start to get really interesting. This was actually this was actually 160. You can go read the old bus guides, but this one was Admiralty Road West to Crawford Street Terminal. The reason why I'm not really explaining this in great detail is because the section at Bugis and Rocher is very, 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 very messy. There are lots of like route changes throughout the course of history. Really, it's just really hard to explain. I only know like one part of the route is it's like Sungai Road, Bencoolen Street, Bras Basah Road, Victoria Street, Middle Road. Nowadays it's just like that, but in the past it like went one big round. Like Bencoolen, Bras Basah, Victoria Street, Middle Road. And I believe 150 even did this as well. Then the other part of the route, it was like what, Arab Street, and then to like what, Queen Street or something along those lines. It was, I'm never ever able to like memorize this. And then 160, you know 980 currently has this like throw at Sembawang, right? Well, in the past when it went to Admiralty Road West, it was just like straight. So it was like Admiralty Road West bus terminal. It was along the junction of like Admiralty Road West, obviously, and Canberra Road, which is where like 856 currently goes, you know. Admiralty Road West, Canberra Road. And then the bus terminal was somewhere along here. So 160 was like straight. From Canberra Road to Sembawang Road to Upper Thomson Road, straight down all the way like to KK Hospital. This was actually one of like the straightest routes, I would say. And obviously, it got renumbered and extended to Geylang Lorong 1. Service 161 is actually... This one I think made it to Trans Island Bus Services. Okay, the best way I can explain this, you can just read the old bus guides for this one, but in essence, Scheme B bus service, there is 640 to Sembawang. It's pretty, like the PM version of the route, it's pretty much like 640, like Victoria Street, Middle Road, and then Seligi Road. Then Kampong Java, then all the way up to Sembawang. So yeah, pretty interesting. Ancient 162, Ang Mo Kio to Sims Avenue Loop. When I mean Sims Avenue, it is exactly the same as oh shit, not this one. SBS 85, the very first generation's looping point. It was like Lorong 1, Sims Avenue, Lorong 3. Geylang, yes, Lorong 3 Geylang used to have a bus. So yeah, that is prehistoric. This one is prehistoric. 163, I've explained before, the essence of this bus service was that it used to be from Harbourfront, going to the CBD. I think it was a CBD, right? And then it goes on to Kampong Java, then Thompson, Upper Thompson, and then copies current 163 to Jalan Kayu. Then it got truncated to Toa Payoh. Then after that, it got handed over to Tips. And then it got given back to SBS. And then it absorbed like... it's not right to say absorb, but like... This one kind of ate up a little bit of 37... The old 37... Okay, old 371 is like... it used like Rivervale Drive and then it looped at Fernvale Lane, right? Well, 163 is a little bit different. It's like this, and then it goes Punggol Road and then into Sengkang East Way and then into Sengkang. So yeah. But the essence of this one is basically it used to go to Harbourfront, got truncated to Toa Payoh, and then got extended to Sengkang, eating up old 371 a little bit. This one, if I'm not mistaken, it plied the entire... You know, before CTE was a thing, Clemenceau Avenue to like Buyong Road, right? And Clemenceau Avenue North was one entire road up till Newton Circus. So this thing never survived to see CTE being done, I would say. This thing actually handed over to Tips, but it never got amended out of Clemenceau Avenue because it just got withdrawn. Like, this thing never saw the light of CTE, basically. This one went to like Sembawang. 165, I think it was Jurong Interchange or something. And it was like AYE Clementi Road. And then this thing, instead of going to Hougang, it was Ang Mo Kio last time. And then you had 166, which was like Ang Mo Kio to New Bridge Road last time. Before it got extended to Clementi, I think it ate up 146. That's why the route is like so similar to, yeah, you know, 146 is just like 166, except it doesn't go to Chinatown, it goes to CBD. So obviously there was like some form of integration between these two. I could be wrong, but yeah. Now for everybody's favorite SMRT 167 tips, basically. So this one is actually pretty interesting because in the past it was Admiralty Road West. And then from Admiralty Road West, it was like Admiralty Road West, Admiralty Road East, and then Sembawang Road, Sembawang Road. Okay, and obviously, up till like 2005, okay, it was like 1992 or something. This thing, instead of terminating at Admiralty Road West, 160, it terminated there. Okay, I'm correct. And then 167 shifted out to Sembawang Road and Terminal. This was before like 882 even existed, because 882 only existed in 2000. I don't know if it's 4 or 5. I completely forgot, but yeah. I forgot Sembawang. I forgot when Sembawang interchange opened, but yeah. So it was basically Sembawang Road. But the one thing not many of you know about 167 is that this thing did not go to CBD last time. I mean, it went close to CBD, but it was like essentially... It started off as Tanjong Pagar, then got extended to Harbourfront or something along those lines. and then there was like Anson Road Terminal. But okay, the longest 167 has ever been. I have like many variations of 167 recreated. It's Harbourfront. It copies Service 80, except Cantonment Link and Cantonment Road. That part I got lazy, but yeah. Harbourfront Road, Tanjong Pagar Road. What did I say? Harbourfront Bus Interchange, Tanjong Pagar Road, Chinatown, and then Orchard Road. The reason why 167 is even the current route from Bukit Merah to Jalan Bukit Merah, Cantonment Road to CBD and like this. This route, well, it used to be part of a bus service known as 850. So 850 got integrated with 167. So this blue part is no longer existent. And then 167 took on 850's route. And then because there was no more 850, 851 was born. It is a completely different route, but the part where it's similar is 851 consisted of 850's section between Thomson Road, like Marymount Road and Yishun. So 850 split up to become 167, 851, and 850 hex split up to become 961 hex. The reason why you even see 961 hex in the first place, or 961, let's see, 961M nowadays, it's not because SMRT did something to 961. No, that's not the case. When 961 was renumbered, the hex part of 961, the one that goes Raffles Boulevard, Raffles Avenue on Sundays and public holidays, right? That is actually a remnant of the old 850 hex. This is what many people don't know about, so please go check my historical bus routes playlist. 850 hex is the reason why 961 even has an M variant in the first place. This is how you explain stuff. Because genuinely not many people know where the hex of 961 actually came from. It came from 850, so yeah. Okay, then there is, you guys know 168 nowadays. You guys know 161 nowadays. But the 168 in the past was Ang Mo Kio, Marymount, so Ang Mo Kio Avenue 6, right? So Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3, okay, like 8/3/6, if it was modernized. Because the terminal used to be at Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3. So Ang Mo Kio Avenue 836, Marymount, and then this thing, just like 140, just like 972/M, it goes like Thomson, Newton, Scots, and then does the 972/972M loop back to Ang Mo Kio. I think this one was like semi-express at Marymount or something along those lines, but yeah. 169. This one actually, please. This one and this one, I would recommend you to actually read the old bus guides, because you know 169 has that Yishun Avenue 3 to Canberra link and then Sembawang Road sector, right? Well, and then obviously Admiralty Road East, Admiralty Road West. Well, there was a 857 that passes through Admiralty Road West, East, and then up to Yishun. That was the first generation of 857. 169 later got amended to eat up this section of 857. So that's why 169 even serves Yishun Avenue 3 in the first place. In the past, if I'm not mistaken, it was like Sembawang Road and then just like that. I cannot... This is where I don't remember the route, but 169 at one point ate up the old 857. And speaking of old routes, this route pretty much never changed except for like the minor road changes, the road network changes. Never change. This was like one of the OG routes that really lasted all the way. 171, I'm just going to give you like the most interesting parts of the route. So Queen Street, Ophir Road, Northbridge Road, Stamford Road, Orchard, Penang, and then it goes on to Newton MRT. Then it's like Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah Road, and a later part of the a later amendment, Cashew, oh shit, Cashew, Petir, Pending, Bukit Panjang Road, Woodlands Road. Then from Woodlands Road, Mandai Road, before 10 p.m., like after 10 p.m., it will skip, but before 10 p.m., it will go inside zoo, come out, and it's for both directions, by the way. So you have to look at the EDS or like maybe there's a desto saying, you know those blue destos that Trans Island Bus Services used to have? Yeah, it was like directional. So Mandai Road, Mandai Lake Road, Mandai Road, and then obviously to Sembawang Road, there was a terminal, then it got extended to Yishun. This road is actually pretty interesting. This one, the longest it has ever been, is Shenton Way to Lim Chu Kang. So obviously, over the course of history, instead of going like Old Choa Chu Kang Road, back then it was just called Choa Chu Kang Road, right? So yeah, instead of tilting up, 172 was made because of the existence of like 975 and stuff like that. It was made to actually tilt down to Boon Lay. That was the later part of the route. But if I'm not mistaken, this was actually like CBD. Then it was like to Prinsep Seligi, then Bukit Timah all the way, and then Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah, and then Choa Chu Kang Road all the way. Because Choa Chu Kang Road used to be one entire road. Like Old Choa Chu Kang Road and Choa Chu Kang Road, it used to be one entire road. So yeah, that's the essence of 172. And 173, oh my gosh, why are the colors so different? But okay, 173 is quite simple. It copies 190 from New Bridge Road, like just copies Chinatown all the way to Stevens Road. It's like Chinatown to Stevens Road. Then from Stevens Road, it turns left to Bukit Timah Road. Upper Bukit Timah Road, Hillview Road. Okay, back then, I know there was a point in time whereby it was like you're not able to turn right during several times of the day, but back then you could always turn right. This was before the flyover was a thing. After the flyover was a thing, now you could actually turn freely 24/7. But yeah, before the flyover was a thing, I know there was like some restriction that made 173 need to like that made 173 have to use Hume Avenue instead to avoid this thingy. But the old 173 was actually okay. Stevens, Bukit Timah Road, Upper Bukit Timah Road, Hillview Avenue, Jalan Remaja, Batu Nilam, and then Elizabeth Drive, and then here's the bus terminal. I don't know where it was, but somewhere along here. So it wasn't like, present day 173, it goes inside Elizabeth Drive immediately, right? But no, 173, it was like this in both directions. It was Remaja, Batu Nilam, Elizabeth, interchange, a terminal, whatever. The most significant thing about 174 is that the route pretty much stayed the same, except that it goes Jurong Road, Upper Jurong Road, because Jurong Road and Upper Jurong Road used to be one road before it got split into Jurong West Avenue 2, Avenue 4, and then Pioneer Road North. And then 174 went inside NTU. And then the roads inside NTU were like quite different back then. 174 wasn't the only one that used Jurong Road. 175 was the other one that used Jurong Road, because back then, you have to remember, Bukit Batok as a neighborhood didn't exist, and it was just Jurong Road or Upper Jurong Road. And then there was Old Jurong Road as well. And then one part of like Jurong Road became Jalan Jurong Kecil, because like Jalan is road in Malay, so one part of Old Jurong Road, sorry, this is Old Jurong Road, and then this is Jalan Jurong Kecil, and then this is like Jurong Road. I know Jurong Road got realigned, but like there was this whole history and stuff like that. But just remember that it was just Upper Jurong Road and Jurong Road all the way. So 175 was like CBD, like Shenton Way, and then this thing traversed along. Shit, I forgot the route already. But like, I'm pretty sure it was like till Little India. Then it was like just in essence, Bukit Timah Road, Upper Bukit Timah Road, like a small section of it, Jalan Jurong Kecil, and then Jurong Road. So imagine it actually passes by Bukit Batok nowadays. So it was like Jurong Road, then Upper Jurong Road, then to Tuas Road, like Gao Circle area. Then there was a 175A which served inside Tuas Village or something along those lines. Yeah, quite interesting. Um, this route, please look at the bus guides. I unfortunately don't know how to explain this one. Let's say for 177. This one was like what? Old Choa Chu Kang Road loop. The part where 405 go. I don't know how to explain this one. I'm sorry. 178, it used to be like what? Bukit Panjang to Jurong interchange. Then obviously one end got extended to Boon Lay, then the other end got extended to Woodlands. And the other end when it got extended, okay, it got extended to like Marsiling Terminal, whatever that terminal is called, the bus terminal at Woodlands Center Road. So at one point in time, it ate up the old 951 when it still went to Marsiling Terminal. So you know the section between, the Woodlands Center Road, there is this like Marsiling sector, Admiralty Road, Marsiling something, and then this sector used to be part of like the old 951 in blue. And then 178 in red absorbed it. So yeah. 179 is quite complicated because there is like so many generations of this route. The first one, I don't know if it's even the first one, was like, I know there was one that like went to Lim Chu Kang or something. I completely forgot. But then again, this one, the next generation, I don't even know if it's the next generation. One of them eventually became 190. But this was before 190 got extended to Choa Chu Kang. It was to Bukit Panjang. Like this thing, it was like to what? Bukit Batok, then to Bukit Panjang, then this one became. I don't know how the integration worked. It was like a little confusing, but yeah. So one of them eventually became 190, SBS 190, by the way, before I handed over the tips. And then the next generation was introduced by Tibbs. Wait, is it? I completely forgot. Oh shit, I don't know if it started off as Tibbs. But basically it was like, let me regurgitate the route a little bit. Choa Chu Kang Loop, Choa Chu Kang Avenue 4, Choa Chu Kang Way, Choa Chu Kang Avenue 1, oh shit. Yeah. Teck Whye Avenue, Choa Chu Kang Road, Bukit Panjang Road, Gangsa Road, Petir Road, Pending Road, and then I believe this one Bukit Panjang Road, Bangkit Road, Bukit Panjang Ring Road, Fajar Road, Bukit Panjang Ring Road. So it was like a clockwise loop back to Choa Chu Kang. This was before BP LRT existed. And obviously the current generation, it goes to NTU. The reason why it cannot get cut is because in between PIE and Jurong West Street 91, there is a pair of bus stops that only has 179. So 179 can never be cut. You can change the route, but it can never be withdrawn. I mean, okay, now there's this one. The first generation of 180, okay, the last digit was a 0. So it was Shenton Way, and then Shenton Way Terminal, Cross Street, Upper Cross Street, Clemenceau Avenue. And this service used to supply the entire Clemenceau Avenue, because I told you CTE broke up Clemenceau Avenue and Clemenceau Avenue North, right? No, I mean broke up Clemenceau Avenue into one fragment of Clemenceau Avenue and another fragment of that became Clemenceau Avenue North, that linked up to Cane Hill Road. In the past, it was like Clemenceau Avenue, then Bukit Timah Road. But then I told you CTE became a thing. This thing lived long enough to see CTE. So this one eventually went Clemenceau Avenue, Penang Road, Buyong Road, and then it looped around Dhoby Ghat, Prinsep Seligi, Little India MRT, and then like that. And from Bukit Timah, it just used like Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah, Woodlands Road, into Marsiling Terminal. So yeah, this is the first generation of 180. Then the second generation is basically the one that got truncated from Woodlands to become Bukit Panjang to Boon Lay, and in compensation, this one was extended from Bukit Panjang to Woodlands. The reason why is because they felt that 187 has more doorstep potential, so they extended 187 to Woodlands. I've explained this one already, so yeah. Goddamn, I hate explaining this route because in the past this thing was literally haha Buena Vista to Clarke Quay, and then haha it wraps around to Bukit Timah and then to Bukit Panjang. And eventually this thing, the route changed to like Farrer Road, Queensway, then to Crawford Street, then it became 961. What kind of route was this? Then there was 182, which is kind of crazy as well. It started at like the Jalan Buroh, that industrial estate. Then then it went to CBD. Eventually, when the village was no longer a thing, Tuas Village, and got industrialized, 182 was truncated to Shenton Way. At one point in time, it got shifted to New Bridge Road, and then it got shifted back to Shenton Way. So it was like from Shenton Way, it was Shenton Orchard, Newton MRT, Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah. Okay, it used to. Oh shit. Okay, Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah. This thing used to terminate at a place called I don't know how to say this, Ewart Circus, which is somewhere along Beauty World ITH, like the current site. Somewhere around there. I don't know if it's Upper Bukit Timah Road or Jalan Anak Bukit, but yeah. So this thing later got extended to, it used to stop at like Beauty World ITH. So it was like Jalan Buroh, going to CBD, going to Orchard, and then going to Beauty World. So it was like this, essentially. Okay, again, Jalan Buroh, CBD, Orchard, and oops, what am I doing? And Newton Beauty World. Jalan Buroh, CBD, Orchard, Newton, Bukit Timah, and then Beauty World. And then obviously when it got truncated to either Shenton Way or New Bridge Road, then it got extended up to Woodlands. This was the local version. The express version, I'm gonna talk about this in like the next part, but like this one is essentially 960E nowadays. Except that it goes to Shenton Way, this one goes to Marina Center Terminal. And this one, 952, okay. This one, essentially, it got replaced by 700. This one was Woodlands to Marina Center Terminal. This one was Woodlands to Shenton Way. The difference between this is that this one used BKE. It's not like 966 whereby it has Bukit Panjang Road, Pending Road, Petir Road, Dairy Farm Road, and BKE again, right? This one was just express. This one, on the other hand, was actually what you call that? Woodlands Regional Bus Interchange in 1998. Then it was like Woodlands Avenue 3, Woodlands Road, Bukit Panjang Road. Then BKE. Okay, how do I say this? So, okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little carried away, but I really want to explain this. Like, 700 was like Woodlands Avenue 3, Woodlands Road, Bukit Panjang Road, and then BKE, right? And then 952 was just like this. Present day 960 is like this, then is Jelebu, Petir, Pending, Bukit Panjang, and then like this, right? So yeah, 700 was like 960, except that it plied the entire Bukit Panjang road. And obviously, when 700 got truncated to Bukit Panjang, When 700 got truncated to Bukit Panjang, it was just like this. And 960 was introduced in compensation, like this. I forgot the history of 960, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But yeah. And then obviously later, 700 became Pending Road, Petir Road, Dairy Farm Road, and BKE. So yeah. Then 700 became 971, then became 972M, in essence. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Oops. So now 183. This one is Jurong Interchange. This thing plied the end. Okay, so you know Jurong Port Road, Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, right? Upper Ayar Raja Road and Ayar Raja Road, which is like current AYE. Then it's like Alexandra Road. Then it goes to Redhill MRT, Tiong Bahru MRT, and then Outram Road, and then to Redhill, Tiong Bahru, Outram MRT, Outram Park MRT, and then to New Bridge Road. It was quite a straightforward route. It was so straight, like legit. And then obviously there is a second. I don't know if it's like the second generation of 183, but it was like there was a 182 from Jurong Interchange. Wait, was it Jurong East or Jurong? I think it was Jurong. Jurong to Tuas. And the current looping point of 182, you know that big loop, which is like 986543 or something along those lines, right? That was actually, it was just Tuas to Tuas South Avenue 9 loop. And obviously, this thing and this thing merged, and then this thing obviously got cut back to Boon Lay Interchange. So if you're wondering, what plight Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim the entire stretch? It was okay, not the entire stretch. It was up till like Jurong Interchange, but it wasn't just 182. I believe some other services also use Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, but 182 was just one of them whereby it plied like almost the entire stretch of Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, I think. So yeah. This got cut back to Boon Lay. Then obviously the current 183, Science Park. Jurong East to Science Park via the industrial estate at Jurong East. Okay, then I've explained this one in the live stream before, but this one is the predecessor of present day 176, because 176 used to be under SBS. It used to be like Jurong East to Bukit Panjang loop, and then obviously this 184 was Jurong Interchange to Bukit Merah Interchange. So it was like this thing was Jurong Port Road, Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, Upper Ayar Raja Road, which is AYE, then Clementi Road, then Pasir Panjang Road, Telok Blangah Road, Henderson Road, and then Bukit Merah Central. So obviously there's no more Clementi Road part. This one eventually became the present day 176 to Bukit Batok and Bukit Panjang. But yeah, you know, like Bukit Merah to West Coast Highway, I would just say West Coast in general, that sector used to be the old 184. And then now it became 176, because 176 used to be Jurong East to Bukit Panjang loop. And then they integrated both of them. This one's no more, it becomes Bukit Panjang to Bukit Merah. So this is how the history worked. So yeah, that whole West Coast Jurong Town Hall Road sector of 176, yeah, that's its whole history. Okay, I don't remember like the history down to all the fine details, but this is like it roughly. There was a 185 that was from Clementi to Bukit Merah. I don't know what it got replaced with, but then the most interesting one is actually 985. This was the predecessor of 985, but not many people know that this one actually went as far as Shenton Way. So Shenton Way, Cross Street, Upper Cross Street, Havelock Road, Ganges Avenue, Alexandra Road, Commonwealth Avenue, Queensway, Farrer Road, 186 sector. So yeah, this entire sector, they introduced 186 because they complain about 185, Trans-Island Bus Service 185 being truncated to Beauty World. But in the past, 185 had 186's current route. Then from 186's current route, it goes Bukit Timah, and then obviously present day 95. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people only remember 185 till Beauty World, but it was still Shenton Way. And this 186, I've explained the present day 186, but the 186 in the past was actually, okay, like Anson Road, Maxwell Road, Shenton Way bus terminal. Okay, that was like into Shenton. Out of Shenton Way, it was like just Shenton Way, then Keppel Road. Okay, up till Harbourfront. Then it copies 145. So 145 used to be from Kentridge, and it absorbed this old 186 to become the present day 145. I forgot where this thing went to. Was it Clementi? But yeah, this thing, Henderson Road, Tiong Bahru Road, Alexandra Road, Commonwealth Avenue. I'm pretty sure this thing was like what, Shenton Way to Clementi, and then obviously when it got integrated with 145, it got cut back to Buona Vista instead of Clementi. And yeah, this whole Kentridge sector got deleted from 145 because 145 now ate up this 186's route. So yeah, 188 is actually pretty special because there are many different generations of it. So 188, there is the one of the variations of 188 went via Napier Road and Tanglin Road. You would notice that no buses go from Tanglin Road, the one that 111 and 132 currently plies, to Napier Road. There was this one generation, I don't remember the route, but it was like Napier Tanglin. And then there was another variation of 188, which was from like what, Jurong Interchange, and then it got cut back to like what, to start at Yong Ho Road, and then it was like from Taman Jurong to Boon Lay Gardens, which is like Boon Lay Place and Boon Lay Drive, and then from there on, it looped at Jurong West Street 91. So this one, it's like a zip. 99 in the previous video, I said it terminated or looped at, I forgot which, at Boon Lay Drive, Boon Lay Place, right? So 99 ate up this one, the sector between Boon Lay Boon Lay Drive, Boon Lay Place till Jurong West Street 91. This one ate up this one. So yeah. And obviously the current 188, yeah, I remember this one. And now this one is a little hard to explain because 189 only ate up feeder bus service 366's route. How do I say it? It's like 366 used to be like what? It used to loop inside Bukit Batok Depot because it belonged to SBS Transit, right? Via Street 23. However, 189's route wasn't like this in the past. 189's route actually copied 106 all the way from Bukit Batok to Buona Vista. And from Buona Vista, 189 would then go on to... Crap, I forgot if this thing went outside via Commonwealth Avenue, Alexandra Road, or went inside Margaret Drive. But whatever the case is, Alexandra Road, Lower Delta Road, Jalan Bukit Merah, and then this thing, I think... Was it Cantonment Road and then CBD? Yeah, then it went on to Marina Center Terminal. Then Then over time, 189 ate up 366, which is the feeder service, SBS Transit feeder service. It never made it to Tips. Bukit Batok Street 23, right? Then Bukit Batok East Avenue 3, PIE Clementi Avenue 6, Commonwealth Avenue West, Clementi Avenue 2. So there was one variation to like Harbor Drive, then there was one variation to Clementi West Street 2 loop, and then there was this one variation to Kenridge loop. And then nowadays it's like, haha, Clementi Avenue 1. So yeah, that's how 189 changed over time. When people think of 190, people only think of the current one. So that's why I made the recreation using a Scania KUB. So this version of 190 is basically this one. It has the essence of the current 123, except that it starts from Shenton Way. It's like CBD, Orchard, Tanglin, Napier, Holland, and then Queensway. In both directions, it goes Commonwealth Drive. In the other direction, it also goes Commonwealth Drive. It does a U-turn in the Bukit Merah direction. So it was like to Bukit Merah. So it was like just Shenton Way, Orchard, Shenton Way, Orchard, Queensway to Bukit Merah. And then the one that got handed over to Tips and SMRT. They are the same thing anyway, so please don't separate them. It was the exact same route except from Stevens, it was to Bukit Timah Road, Upper Bukit Timah Road, Jalan Jurong Kecil, PIE, BKE, and then BKE, Bukit Panjang Road. Sorry, BKE, Bukit Panjang Road, and then the Bukit Panjang terminal was at Petir LRT station. So that was 190 in the past. Then it got extended to Choa Chu Kang, and then it skipped Bukit Timah Road. It just used Stevens, Whitley, PIE, BKE, Bukit Panjang Road. So yeah, that's the history of it. 191, the current... Okay, the one in the past, it was like Shenton Way to Clementi. So it was like just... I think it was like exactly the same as 190. I could be wrong, but except that this one kind of follows Service 7, then 165, or something along those lines. It follows to Clementi. Then the current 191, instead of Buona Vista, at one point it actually started at Ghim Moh. So Portsdown, the loop was still the same, except that it started from Ghim Moh instead. Then there was a 192, which was like, I forgot. It was like Jurong Interchange. Okay, I could be wrong on this, but like Jurong Interchange to Jurong Interchange, and then this thing went on to West Coast, Alexandra, then has that 51 Tro sector. 51 Tro sector, all the way to Alexandra, Ganges, Havelock Road, and then to South Canal Terminal. And then this one eventually got absorbed into 51. That's why 51 even has that like Queensway, Commonwealth Avenue, Tro sector. It is all because of the old 192, in case you're wondering. Then there was also a 193, which was, again, present day service 186's route until Farrer Road. And then it goes Bukit Timah, Upper Bukit Timah, and then it terminates at Bukit Panjang Circus, which is the junction of Upper Bukit Timah Road, Choa Chu Kang Road, Upper Bukit Timah Road, Choa Chu Kang Road, Woodlands Road, and Bukit Panjang Road. There used to be a bus terminal there. And 194, this one is basically the famous one. It used like midi buses. It was South Canal to Tiong Bahru Market loop. So Tiong Bahru Market, inside it actually had a bus, Yong Siak Street loop. And then there was also 195, which was from Crawford Street, North Bridge Road. The opposite one was like Jalan Sultan and Beach. It was quite complicated, but I remember it being Crawford Street, North Bridge Road, Stanford Road, Stanford Road, Orchard Road, Penang Road, Clemenceau Avenue, then River Valley Road, and then it'll continue on with 195's route till Tiong Bahru Road, Lower Delta Road, and then if I'm not mistaken, it goes on to Jalan Bukit Merah Terminal. So yeah, it didn't go to Teluk Blangah in the past. Then there is this like 199, which was again like NTU, but it started from Jurong Interchange instead of Boon Lay. And then finally, okay, my phone is running low on battery. I'm not gonna explain up till 218 or something. 196, 197, 198. I've already explained this like many times. So basically, every one of them originated from Jurong Interchange. This thing went to Sims Place, and then later, one part of the route became the present day 64, because 64 used to go via Tanglin Road, right, if I'm not mistaken. Then 198 and then the 32 part of Mei Ling Street all got given to 64. Like it all became present day 64. I've already mentioned this like many times. Then this one was like Boon Lay to Geylang Lorong 1 and then got extended to Bedok. This one was like what? Jurong Interchange to Shenton Way. I don't remember, but like, and then it got extended to Marine Parade Terminal, then to Bedok. And then this one at one point in time, for like a few days, 196 and 165 actually got amended to Boon Lay Interchange before all the paperwork was done, and then they got cut. So 196 eventually got cut to Clementi. And then at one point in time, this one was Boon Lay. This one was Jurong East Interchange. From Jurong Interchange, and then it became Jurong East Interchange. So they swapped. Like the section of 198, the present day 198 between Boon Lay Interchange and Jurong Town Hall Road, it used to be owned by 197. Then they swapped it to 198. So yeah. But then the old 196 and 198, I believe it used like Boon Lay Way Corporation Road or something along those lines. Before they were like, all the sectors were swapped around. But remember that this one used to go inside Jurong West Avenue 1 and Jurong East Avenue 1. And yeah, the other two were like Corporation Road, if I'm not mistaken. Then 165 was like Jalan Boon. 165 was like Jalan Boon Lay, Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, or something along those lines. I really cannot remember, and I don't think the bus guides even said anything. Okay, my phone battery is low. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.